We welcome you back to Wichita, Kansas, into the 91st NBC World Series Tournament. Tonight, the Forsters will play in the baseball around the clock and continue their group stage play as they will take on the Kansas-based BTL Hornets. I'm Hunter Shoemake, and thanks for joining us on the Forsters Radio Network. Well, this game, I'm looking at the schedule this year for the Forsters, has been one that has been scheduled. Not every day you're playing a game at nearly 1 o'clock local time. This game's got pushed back due to some longer games being played today, slated for midnight here in Kansas, but coming up on 1 o'clock local time, and the Forsters had a nice first-round victory against the Derby Twins just yesterday in a game that was pushed back 3 hours due to lightning storms and heavy rain in the area, and they'll look to continue their solid momentum into their second game of group stage, and both these teams playing out of Pool C. And tonight, the Forsters will once again be the designated away team, so they will bat first, and here is the lineup for the Sturs. Leading off at second base will be Xavier Esker. Batting second, doing the catching, Cole Chamberlain. Batting third, and at third, Easton Mumaw. Brenton Clark will be in the cleanup spot in right field. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Terrence Kill. The second, batting sixth in left field, Mick Paul. In the seventh spot, the shortstop, Sawyer Farr. To bat eighth, the DH, Caleb Hoover. Caden Miller will be at first base, will be the number 9 batter, with A.J. Crodell, the starting pitcher today for the Sturs. And on the other side, currently tossing now on the hill, the BTL starting pitcher, Donovan Johnson. And you look at his last year's numbers, local community college here in Kansas, through 45 2/3 innings. He struck out 46, 5.52 ERA last year, and a 5-1 record. The right-hander warming up, the Forsters wearing their all-white uniforms here tonight, and the Hornets wearing black tops and white bottoms. It is baseball around the clock, and what baseball around the clock instills here at the NBC tournament. 11 games in 33 hours. It started at noon today, or I should say yesterday at this point. Day 3 of this tournament, and we'll go to 6 o'clock tomorrow. But here is Xavier Esker, who will bat from the right side, comes to the plate. Be a righty-righty matchup to start off this ball game. The right-hander Johnson coming set from the hill, lines up the first pitch. And the fastball will clip the outside edge. Strike one on Esker, and away we go. Day 3, and the 5th game being played here today in baseball around the clock. Esker had a very nice day yesterday, going 2 for 4. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Is a fastball down and away, 1-1. Esker notably got on base via an error in the opening inning, plated the first run, and the Forsters ended up putting up 3 runs in the opening inning yesterday. Can they do that here tonight, or at least get off to a fast start? Here's the pitch. It's going to be slider down and away, 2-1. The Sturs 1-0 record through the first game of play. The Hornets lost their opening game of this championship. It's an important game for them. 2-1. There's a fastball sprayed back over the first base dugout, 2-2. It's going to be Esker, Chamberlain, Mumaw scheduled for the Sturs as the designated away team here tonight, as still a very warm evening, hotter than yesterday, and a lot of humidity that has continued to rise throughout this day. Johnson shakes off a couple pitches from his catcher. And now the 2-2 pitch on its way is a slider down and away. Full count. And baseball around the clock has now hit over 13 hours, as it did start midday earlier today. And here comes the 3-2 pitch to Esker. Is sprayed back over the first base dugout again to the right of the press box. Good fight from Xavier. And the current temperature in Wichita, 83 degrees, but again, that humidity much warmer compared to yesterday. With the stiff breeze currently blowing in towards the third base dugout from the outfield. A long hold on the hill for the pitcher. It's a 3-2 pitch on its way, and it's misses. Ball 4, and Xavier Esker will work a lead-off walk to start off this ball game. So Esker's aboard, nothing new, as he's been really taking over this top spot in this lineup since he joined Santa Barbara probably about 2/3 in the way into the regular season. and has been fantastic for Bill Pintard. So he's at first, nobody out, just underway in the opening inning. That's now going to bring up Cole Chamberlain to hit from the left side. Here comes the pitch. It's sprayed over the third base dugout, and now to play, strike one. Chamberlain during the regular year hit .306. In the ball game yesterday went 0 for 3, but did have a walk. He was hit by a pitch and also brought home a run. So even though Cole didn't find a hit, finding ways to get on base and bringing home a run. There's an 0-1. Esker's going to take off. It's a swing and a miss on Chamberlain. The throw down to second's a good one, and they caught Esker stealing. A good jump from Esker, but holding Grobel, the catcher, guns down Xavier at second, so the leadoff walk is eliminated. Caught stealing for the first out of the inning, and Chamberlain was chasing a high fastball, fanned on it for strike two. And just like that, Johnson, courtesy of his battery partner, able to find the first out of this opening inning. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Cole. It's down on a breaking ball. Ball one. And in terms of the running game, we saw 7 attempted stolen bases yesterday for Santa Barbara, 6 of which were successful. And now tonight, 0 for 1 in that department. Donovan Johnson deals the 1-2 pitch, is rolled over to short. Tyler Coffin holds his ground, and the throw will be on target to retire Chamberlain. 2 out. So with 2 down, that's going to bring up Easton Moomaw. And we touched on it yesterday for Easton Moomaw along with Cole Chamberlain. Those two went home during the All-Star break in that final week of the regular season. Were not with the team. And Easton, you would never have known it after what he did yesterday, going 3 for 5. He also bats from the left side. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a slider for a strike, 0-1. Also brought home 2 runs when the Forsters prevailed in 7 innings, an 11-1 victory over the Derby Twins. With 2 down, bases clear, top of the first. 0-1 pitch is a fastball on the outside edge, strike 2. Should Easton, even though he's in the hole, 0-2, reach base, Brenton Clark stands on deck for Santa Barbara. Donovan Johnson, the starting pitcher, Kansas native, deals the 0-2 pitch. It's a changeup, misses away. He thought he had called strike 3, but instead it is ball 1. Moomaw during the regular year hit .288, but consistently nearly finding hits day in and day out. With 2 down, here's a 1-2 pitch, is lifted in the left center field, slicing going back is Holmes, and he will field it off the base of the wall. Going into second is Moomaw. He will cruise in standing, and that ball hit right out of the base of the left center field wall, and the Sturs have a 2-out base runner in scoring position. That ball continued to ride and continued to rise. Looked like initially that ball was just going to be flared up and falling gently in the middle of the outfield lawn, but continued to rise off the barrel of Moomaw and hit at the base of the wall. And we saw that yesterday from Mick Paul. That was also in the opening inning. Granted, it was in right center field for Paul. But the Sturs, can they capitalize with 2 down? Moomaw is now at second after his double to bring up Brenton Clark. Here comes the first pitch. Misses away at the knees, ball 1. What this game means for both these teams, after tonight, there will still be one more group stage game. Both teams playing at a Group C. And then after that, top 3 teams will move on to the elimination stage of this championship. Here's the pitch. Fastball's on the inside edge. Clark had to raise his hands. It was coming close, but it was a called strike, 1-1. Moomaw's at second after a 2-out double. Clark so far in this tournament has gone 0 for 5. Did reach base on error yesterday. 1-1 is going to miss away on a changeup, ball 2. And Clark, after what he did this regular year, on base percentage of .531. how incredible Clark has been this entire season for the Sturs. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 2-2. Should Clark reach? Terrence Kill the second is on deck. Can Santa Barbara strike first as they did yesterday against the Derby Twins? Look back to second from Johnson. Fires home the 2-2 pitch. Is down the left field line slicing and will bounce into the Foresters bullpen. See A.J. Crodell along with a number of other pitchers. Steele Eves getting out of the way of that slicing foul ball. A.J. is the starting pitcher. We'll see him at the bottom of this inning. But 2 down and a man at second. Here's the 2-2 pitch and just misses away. It looked like the changeup again from Johnson. He was walking off the hill. Thought he had called strike 3, but instead, full count. Can Clark rally? Keep the line moving for Terrence. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. It's rolled in the hole left side. It's going to be cut off by the third baseman, and the throw will be picked up by the first baseman. Nice play. It will be a 5-3 ground out. Good effort from Brenton Clark to try to beat it out, but nice play by Pachorek at third base to pick up that ground ball. And the Sturs will leave Easton Mumaw stranded at second. And through a half, no score, A.J. Crodell out on the hill for Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Back at X Stadium on the campus of Wichita State. It is day 3, game 5 in the 5th game of baseball around the clock in the 91st edition of the NBC World Series. Now on the hill is A.J. Crodell, the starting right-hander for Santa Barbara. It's going to be the 8th start of the year for A.J. Through the regular year, tossed 31 innings, gave up just 6 earned runs. He walked 9. And at one point was the strikeout leader in the CCL with 44 Ks. 2-0 record and a nice ERA of 1.74. Works with the 4-pitch mix, and he's going to be facing Martinez, then Holden Grobel and his brother Quinn Grobel, the top 3 scheduled for the BTL Hornets. The defense behind A.J. Mumaw will be at third. Sawyer Farr is at short. Xavier Esker, the second baseman. Caden Miller is at first. Cole Chamberlain does the catching. In the outfield, Mick Paul is in left. Terrence Kill the second in center, and Brenton Clark is in right. Warm and muggy evening, I should say at this point now morning. 1:08 local time, but strolling to the plate is Cade Martinez. And Crodell working quick already. First pitch is a fastball missing away, ball 1. And if you've been following us throughout this season, know how fast AJ works on the hill. Already, here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball is located this time 1-1. The Hornets enter today's ball game after dropping their first contest yesterday. Here comes a 1-1. Fastball is just missing away. Good location. Didn't get the call for ball 2. The Hornets got shut out. Next pitch is a swing and a miss slider for strike 2. In 5 innings against the Lone Star Baseball Club. Through 5 innings, they trailed 11-0 in a 5-inning run rule victory for Lone Star. But now the 2-2 pitch is chopped over to second base. Esker is there, ranging to his left. Throw is on target. 1 away. in the bottom of the first. So with one away, bases clear, scoreless game, bottom of one. Here comes Holden Grobel. And in those 5 innings that were played yesterday for the Hornets, only collected 1 hit, courtesy of the man now at the plate. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball located on the outer half, strike 1. Holden Grobel, 1 for 2 with a double. Everyone else could not collect a hit. Here's an 0-1. It's a fastball down, ball and a strike. Holden Grobel is at the plate, and his brother Quinn will stand on deck, his older brother. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. There's a slider, drops in nicely, strike 2. Infielders playing a double play depth, straight away. Outfielders in the middle of the lawn, straight away as well. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a slider lifted down the right field line, now to play, and into the stadium seats that are elevated beyond the first base dugout. Mains 1 and 2. Crodell, already another strike 2 pitch, is a fastball swing and a miss. Holden Grobel goes down swinging 2 out in the opening inning. One Grobel is retired to bring up another. It is now Quinn to stand at the plate to hit from the left side as his younger brother just hit from the right side. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball, a check swing from Quinn Grobel. An appeal down to Tim Horton, the third base umpire, if there was a swing. There was not. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a slider way out in front of it, strike 1. With 2 down, the 1-1 pitch is another breaking ball. Fooled him again, swing and a miss for strike 2. For the BTL Hornets, first year in the NBC. The first 2 men were retired. Here comes a 1-2 pitch, is down the left field line, and that ball is going to be caught by Mick Paul, diving to his right and robbing Quinn Grobel of extra bases. That ball would have been going down into the corner. Fantastic read by Mick out in the left. And Crodell works quickly, just has to face the minimum. Through 1 in Kansas, no score between Santa Barbara and the Hornets.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Now into the second inning, scoreless ball game between the Santa Barbara Foresters and the BTL Hornets. Day 3 action from the 91st edition of the NBC World Series as Donovan Johnson was able to work around a leadoff walk and a 2-out double to put up a scoreless first frame. He's going to face Terrence Kill, Mick Paul, who made that nice diving play in left, and Sawyer Farr. If anyone reaches, Caleb Hoover would then be scheduled. So here comes TK, takes a couple of practice swings before stepping into the right-handed batter's box. And from where the stadium lights are currently, a little bit of a shadow being casted to the left-hand side of TK. He stands in to face Johnson for the first time. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a slider for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Terrence on the regular year hit .287, and in day one went 2 for 3 along with a walk. Solid day from TK. Batting in the same spot as he was yesterday. Here's the next pitch. It's down and away, 1-1. It's cooled off just a little bit in terms of temperature, right around 81 degrees, but heavy humidity probably feels much hotter compared to last night's ball game for the players on the field. Here's the pitch. Is a fastball rolled over to Tyler Coffin, the shortstop, ranging to his left. Throw is on target, 1 away. Starts the second inning. TK will have to trot back to the third base dugout, but that's going to bring up Mick Paul. Paul just made that fantastic diving play out in the left field, robbing Quinn Grobel of extra bases. He will stand in, 1 away, and the base is clear. Scoreless game, top of 2. Paul hits from the left side, a switch hitter next, and then another lefty. It's a long hold on the hill for Johnson. Here comes the first delivery. There's a fastball right down the middle. Strike 1. With both these teams, the first pitch right at 12:58 a.m. How will both these teams settle in, and what's the level going to be like of energy and play on the field? Some good stuff from both starters already. Here's an 0-1. Fastball's away. Evens the count. And regardless of what happens tonight, and not going to have too many chances ever in your lifetime playing a baseball game after midnight under lights at a stadium like this at X Stadium in Wichita, Kansas. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Paul. Is chopped outside of first base. Strike 2. And the ultimate goal for Santa Barbara, year in and year out, coming to this NBC World Series. It's always been one goal, win it all. They've done it 10 times, looking for number 11 this year. In a scoreless game, nobody on, 1 down. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Paul. Is going to be fastball missing high and away, 2-2. And when you look around the stadium here, decent amount of fans in the lower levels seating surrounding this infield, and also you see some tents pitched on the outfield berm beyond the right field fence. Here comes the 2-2 now to Paul. He will foul it off just to the left of the plate, halfway up the screen. What the NBC does every game, if you're able to survive baseball around the clock, 11 games in 33 hours, almost posed as a challenge as well, with the round-the-clock games being brought back a couple years ago, being played here at X Stadium. How many can survive? Here's a 2-2, and the slider's going to miss down, full count. We have seen some easy ups and a number of tents beyond that right field fence camped out under the massive American flag. One of the biggest American flags you'll likely see in college baseball, perched proudly beyond the right field wall. With 1 down, comes the 3-2 pitch. Is rolled towards the first base dugout. Ball stays alive. He's about to see the 8th pitch of the plate appearance from Donovan Johnson. In case you're wondering, BTL Hornets play with the Kansas City Baseball League, and another team from Kansas. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Is lifted and slicing down the left field line out of play. Mick Paul running up a pitch count for Donovan Johnson. We'll get into it more as this game progresses. Of course, all teams entering this tournament guaranteed at least 3 games. 12 teams are guaranteed at least 4. Just with the 16 teams 4 groups of 4, and the top 3 teams from each group move on. Pitching, keeping your arms fresh is key. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and it is ball 4. The fastball misses inside, and Mick Paul works a 9-pitch, 1-out walk. And the Sturs have a man aboard in the second. And that's going to bring up the switch hitter, Sawyer Farr, who will hit from the left side. Sawyer yesterday went 0 for 2, but was hit by a pitch and also worked a walk. It's a 1-on, 1-out in a scoreless game. Here's the pitch, as Sawyer will see a fastball away at belt height, ball 1. Sawyer during the regular year hit .248. Looking to work Paul around the bases. Here's the pitch. Fastball is down, ball 2. For Mick during the regular year, went 4 for 5 in stolen bases. Did not attempt to win yesterday. And remember, Santa Barbara extremely aggressive yesterday, and that's what Bill Pintard always stresses. Speed kills. You put the pressure on the defense. How will they react to you? Ball's at first, 1 down. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Is rolled right side and through for a base hit. Mick Paul is going first to third, and the throw down to third base is cut off. Play down at first after a wide turn from Farr. He's back in safely, just barely. Took a massive turn around first base. The throw hit the cutoff man, which was the shortstop after the ball was hit in right field. Then Tyler Coffin slung it over to the first baseman, Grobel. Had a play at Farr, but he evades the tag. Getting back into first base, and runners will be on the corners. Great work for Farr, and he has his first hit of this tournament. And the first chance for either team to really put up a run. Man at third with only a single out. Here's the pitch, as Caleb Hoover will take a fastball away, ball 1. Hoover gets to start today as the DH in the 8-hole. Came in yesterday to pinch hit for Caden Miller at a base hit in the left center. Also came around to score. Here comes a 1-0. And that's off the end of the bat, rolled towards the third base dugout where the Foresters are housed. 1-1. And wouldn't be surprised to see Sawyer Farr take off at some point. Johnson was able to find a ground ball. You turn 2, get out of this inning. Farr, one of the better runners on this team, attempted 15 stolen bases during the regular year. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Is a slider, and it's bounced in front of the plate from third base. Mick Paul will cruise in to score the first run of the day, and there's going to be a play down at third base. Farr was trying to swipe 2 bases, and he's going to be thrown out at third base. He's currently sitting on his backside, pleading likely of an obstruction call on the catcher, but he will have to go back to the third base dugout, trying to swipe 2 bases on the wild pitch. That was not even close to the zone. Mick Paul scores the first run of the day. Farr, who was at first base, thrown out 2-5 on the putout for the second out of the inning, and it's now 2-1 for Hoover. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball, 2-2. So it is now a 1-0 lead in the top of the second for the Sturs. Bases clear, 2 away. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Hoover. Checks his swing. The slider is down. Nice take by Caleb. Full count. Foresters are the team to strike first, and the BTL Hornets, in their first game of this tournament, were shut out through 5 innings. 11-0 win for the Lone Star Baseball Club. Critical game for the Hornets, trying to bounce back, but right now it's a 3-2 pitch to Hoover. He will foul over the third base dugout, a towering foul ball rather. Count remains full. And the way this group has gone, the Hornets, Twins, the Lone Stars, and the Sturs. Likely the battle for the top spot will be between the Sturs and the Lone Star Baseball Club. Next pitch is fouled off, remains 3-2. These two teams also, you're playing for run differential as well. That's one of the tiebreakers in the group stage, so every run's critical. Trying to make your way out of the group stage in the elimination portion. 3-2 pitch is going to be a slider missing down, ball 4, and 3 straight base runners for the Sturs with 2 down and a run in. A 1-0 lead for Santa Barbara in the top of 2. Huber is aboard in his 2 plate appearances so far in this NBC tournament. A base hit when he came in off the bench to pinch hit, and a 2-out walk. That's now going to bring up Caden Miller out of the 9 spot. Another man to hit from the left side against the starting right-hander Johnson. A run in. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball's on the outside edge. Strike 1. Miller yesterday went 1 for 2 in his 3 plate appearances. Had an RBI single in the left center. Scored a run when he reached on a walk and also swiped 2 bases. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 2. Johnson looking to keep it just a 1-0 game going into the bottom of the 2nd inning. Hoover's not a running threat on the bases. He's at first. Here's an 0-1. Slider is down. Knocked down by Holden Grobel. Rather, the count was 0-2 on Miller. As the scoreboard was catching up here at X Stadium, it is now 1-2 for Miller. With 2 down and a man at first, here comes the pitch, and it's roped outside first base, and actually ends up hitting the first base coach Joey Holguin right near the ankles. He just scoops up no problem, but does hit the Forster's first base coach in a little friendly fire. And he's okay. It remains 1-2 for Miller. A couple waggles through the zone for number 4. And Johnson fires home a 1-2 pitch. Fastball's away, 2-2. Hoover's at first and a run in for the Sturs. Top of 2. And here comes the 2-2 pitch to Miller, is lifted into right field. Going back is Sitzer, but that ball is into the gap. Caleb Hoover is going first. He's coming all the way home. Miller holds on the brakes at second, and it's an RBI double for Cade Miller. Santa Barbara now lead 2-0 in the 2nd. Another 2-out double for Santa Barbara. Mumaw had one in the opening inning, and Miller, a gap shot in the right center, brings home the 2nd run of the inning. Hoover goes first all the way to home. Played the 2nd run of the day, and that's going to turn over the lineup for Xavier Esker. So a man at second, 2 down and 2 runs in. Here's the pitch. Fastball's in, ball 1. And this is what the Sturs did yesterday, and they've pretty much consistently done throughout the season. Put up runs in bunches, especially early in ball games, giving themselves an early chance and early leads. Comes the 1-0 to Esker. Spits on a fastball down, 2-0. Esker worked a walk in the opening inning and then was eventually thrown out at second. Here comes a 2-0 pitch. Fastball is on the outside corner. Strike 1. The Sturs have had 2 straight base runners with 2 down. Look back to second from Johnson. And here comes a 2-1 pitch to Esker. Is a fastball. It's lifted into the shallow right field lawn. Cade Martinez, the second baseman, camps out under it and will make the play. Santa Barbara push in 2. They had 4 straight base runners, Paul, Farr, Hoover, Miller, all getting on base. Able to push in 2 runs and through 1.5. Sturs on top of the Hornets, 2-0.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the second inning, and the Santa Barbara Foresters have now a 2-0 lead over the BTL Hornets. A.J. Crodell tossed 14 pitches, had to face the minimum in the first. He will face Schwint, Holmes, and Kabojewski coming to the plate for the Hornets. Here comes the first pitch to the leadoff man, the DH. Fastball is upstairs, ball one. Cooper Schwint went 0 for 2 yesterday for the Hornets. Here's the next pitch, and the fastball is located on the outer half. 1-1. AJ is working from the first base side of the bump. Here comes the next pitch. There's going to be a slider missing well away. Ball 2. The Hornets were founded in 2007, and if you're wondering what BTL means, it stands for, it means between the lines. Here comes the next pitch. It's rolled over to second. Esker a few paces to his left, and Miller, who initially was going for the baseball, had to backtrack and almost stumble towards first base. He collects the ball from Esker, makes the play at first for the first out. But the Hornets, this is their first time playing in the NBC World Series, and known as one of the Midwest's premier baseball and softball training programs, located in Kansas City, Kansas. And one of 6 teams calls the state of Kansas home. I should say one of the 6 teams in this tournament. Here's the first pitch now to Josh Holmes, misses upstairs for ball 1. Here's the next pitch. Fastball is going to miss down and away, ball 2. Holmes yesterday went 0 for 2, and remember the Hornets, after they were shut out 11-0 through 5, only had 1 knock. That was against Lone Star Baseball Club. Here's the next pitch, and is just tapped in front of the plate and trundles its way back towards the backstop for strike number 1. And the Hornets, and also when you look at the Derby Twins through their first games, the Hornets minus 11 in their run differential. The Twins minus 10 yesterday after the Stars took down Derby 11-1 in 7 innings. And actually, all the games yesterday, all 4 of the games were run rule victories. Don't see that too often. With 1 away, 2-1 pitch is a fastball rifted down the right field line, slices for strike 2. It is a 2-0 Forster lead. Bottom of the second inning. 1 down, the base is clear. Josh Holmes at a 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Crodell. Swing and a miss on the slider. Strikeout number 2 for AJ. Kobazevsky is coming to the plate now. The left fielder batting at the 6th spot for the Hornets. It will hit from the left side against the starting right-hander, Crodell. With 2 down, the Stars leading 2-0. Here's the pitch. The heater will miss inside. Ball 1. Kobazevsky went 0 for 1 yesterday. Did work a walk. One of 2 men in the lineups today who had a walk yesterday. Here's the next pitch. Slider will miss down. Chamberlain tried to drag it up, but it is ball 2. So you're past 1:30 local time. We appreciate you joining us wherever you may be. Forster Radio Network. Here's the next pitch. It's chopped over the hill, and here comes Easton Mumma from third base, and the release time was immediately in the glove and immediately out of the glove and lasered over to Cade Miller, who had to shovel it up out of the AstroTurf right in first base, but fantastic play on the infield. It'll go down as a 5-3 ground out. Kobazevsky put it in play, but is retired, and Crodell perfect through 2 onto the third. 2-0 Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Into the third inning, the Stars lead 2-0 over the BTL Hornets. Cole Chamberlain, Easton Mumma, Brenton Clark will be scheduled with Donovan Johnson, the starter for the Hornets, remaining in this game. Through 2 innings, the BTL starter has tossed 55 pitches. He will face 2, 3, and 4 for Santa Barbara. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball and nearly hits the toes. It did hit the toes of Chamberlain. Looked like his back left foot. That ball was heat-seeking right towards the toes, and Chamberlain will get base on, hit by a pitch to start off the third inning.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
Chamberlain is aboard. 2-0 Forster lead, top of 3. That's going to bring up Easton Mumma. Another man to hit from the left side. Here's the pitch. Fastball nearly hits him. Nearly hit the right kneecap as he stumbled his way out of the way. And the catch will now go out to have a word. That's Holton Grobel. Talk things over with Donovan Johnson. But these two teams, when you look around what happened earlier today, this is the 5th game technically being played, as this game is slated to be at midnight and technically part of day 3 as we are into day 4 right now. But the other games being played today, TPA Texas lost to Junction City Brigade. Brigade won 11-7. The Alaska Gold Panthers back in the NBC won 10-7. Both those teams, I should say all 4 of those teams that I just mentioned, playing out of Group D. Conference complete. Here's the pitch. As the runner's going to take off, and Chamberlain will slide in. No throw down and a stolen base for Cole. He's into scoring position. And is now 2-0 for Mumma. The implications of the teams playing in Group D, that was the first games of this tournament. And Groups A through C have all played at least one game, entering baseball around the clock. So a little bit of a backlog for the Group D teams. Here's the next pitch, and it's going to be a base hit in the right field. Chamberlain from second base is coming home. It's picked up by Sitzer in right field, but it's going to be an RBI single for Easton Moomaw, and Santa Barbara has made it a 3-0 lead in the third. Moomaw has double and now an RBI single. Make it 2 for 2 today for Easton, and a 3-0 Forster lead in the third. First two men aboard. Start off the third inning to bring up Brenton Clark. Another man hitting from the left side for the Sturs. Here's the pitch. Is a breaking ball foul down the left field line over the heads of the Forster bullpen arms. Strike one. Clark today ground up to third. Can you work Easton around the bases? Remember, no one out in this inning. 3-0 Forster lead, top of 3. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Is chopped to the left side. Coffin flips to second, 1 out onto first, and in time they got them both. A 6-4-3 DP, 2 down in the third. So after Chamberlain was hit by a pitch scored by Moomaw, Clark bounces into the double play. Base is clear, 2 away. That's going to bring to the plate Terrence Kill the second. He grounded out 6-3 first time up. Gets his second look at Johnson. Here's the pitch. Fastball's away. Ball 1. Right now there's a right-hander and a lefty now tossing for the BTL Hornets. 3-0 Forster lead. Here's the pitch. It is a slider down. Ball 2. And any team facing Santa Barbara, you have a good lefty reliever, could be critical in a ball game. Just even facing the Forsters. Here's the next pitch to Terrence. Is lifted down the right field line and slices right towards that Hornets bullpen, but goes over their heads. 2-1. Johnson square to the plate. The pitcher for the Hornets. With 2 down and no one on. 2-1 pitch is a slider, swing and a miss. 2-2. Should Terrence reach? Mick Paul will be next for Santa Barbara. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Sliders down and away. In the other batter's box, full count. The Hornets and the Sturs part of Group C. And right now, the Lone Star Baseball Club will be playing later on, I should say early in the morning, coming up their second game of this championship. But now a 3-2 pitch is a slider, but called strike 3. Terrence tossed the lumber towards the third base dugout. Thought he had a walk, but instead will go down looking. The slider located by Johnson to retire the side. And all things considered, the Hornets starter did well after the first 2 men reached base, limits the damage to just a single run, and through 2.5. Forster's on top, 3-0.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of the third inning, Foresters tack on one more run, top half of the frame, 3-0 lead for the designated away team, the Santa Barbara Foresters. A.J. Crodell, the starting right-hander, back to work. He'll face the bottom three scheduled in this inning. Here's the pitch. It's bounced off, one hop right back to A.J. Nice athletic play, reaching the glove around his body, and will flip to first base to Caden Miller. One pitch, and Tyler Coffin will ground out 1-3, and that was not an easy play on the follow-through. Crodell almost falling towards the first base side with the momentum swinging across his body, and reached his left hand, which has his glove on it, across his body, and picks up that baseball off one big hop. And now one away to bring up Eli Sitzer. Here's the pitch. Sliders in there, 0-1. Tanner Pachorek would be next after Sitzer. Here comes an 0-1. There's a fastball on the ground, left side. Mumaw slides to his left, and a great play by Easton. Sliding play to his left. Sawyer Farr was behind him, likely would have been able to stop that ball from going into left, but again, the release time from Mumaw, that ball's in his glove, and you blink your eyes, and he's already got it really releasing out of his hand, and great cross diamond throw for 2 quick outs for A.J. Crodell. Now the first pitch to Pachorek is a fastball located low in the zone for a strike, 0-1. A.J. rolling into the early morning here in Wichita. 0-1 is a heater on the outside edge for strike 2. A 2 down, bases clear, 0-2 pitch. It's a one chopper back to A.J. He fields off 2 hops, the throw on target, and a quick third inning for Crodell. Great work by the defense, and through 3 innings, Santa Barbara on top 3-0 over the Hornets. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. Now into the 4th inning, Stars 3-0 lead over the Hornets. Mick Paul will lead off with Donovan Johnson, the starter, remaining on the hill for the Hornets. First pitch swinging high and deep to right center field, and Mick Paul, the leadoff home run to start the 4th inning, 4-0 Santa Barbara. Rounding third base, and Mick Paul already had a walk, and the solo shot starts off the 4th inning as he's greeted by Sawyer Farr at the plate, and that ball was smoked into right center. And he will go back to the third base dugout, 4-0 lead in the 4th. And he gets saluted by the dugout and also the bullpen. You can hear the cheers from the Forster bullpen all the way up from where we're sitting. And that is quite high from where our vantage point is here at X Stadium. And throughout this year, we've talked about there's now a visit on the mound for the Hornets, how tight this group really got early on the year. The Forsters started off this regular season with 6 straight road trips, and you could just tell immediately how tight this group is. Now Mick Paul going down towards the bullpen, and everyone on their feet loving what they just saw from Mick Paul. Gives him a salute and retreats back and gives him a big heart-shaped silhouette that he showed to his counterparts down in the bullpen. But the conference complete on the hill. It's going to be Sawyer Farr after the leadoff home run. Here's the pitch as the fastball will miss down, ball 1. And Santa Barbara throughout the season haven't hit a whole lot of home runs. That's just their 7th homer of the season to make it a 4-0 game in the 4th. Here's the pitch. Farr squared around to bunt. He has to pull it back, got close to him. It's ball 2. The men with home runs, notably, it was Brady Dalmore who played with the Forsters early on in the season, had 2. Hoover had a pair, and now Mick Paul, who since starting this tournament has been seeing the ball fantastic. Here's a 2-0 as Sawyer will slice over the third base dugout. Hits one of the stadium lights to our left. Rings it like a gong for strike 1. Farr already has a hit today. Base hit and a right. And Donovan Johnson trying to regroup after that leadoff home run. 4-0 Santa Barbara. Here's the pitch. It's a slider down, 3-1. The infield is playing straight away, as is the outfield. The outfield is playing relatively deep. Here comes a 3-1 pitch, as Farr will take a high strike, full count. And still 2 arms up, throwing a righty and a lefty for the Hornets. Their starters giving up 4 runs. After the leadoff home run, the 3-2 pitch to Farr is away. So the leadoff homer by Paul, and Sawyer reaches for the second time today. A base hit and now base on balls. That's going to bring up Caleb Hoover. And one last thought on Mick Paul. After his leadoff home run, we saw yesterday an RBI double that was halfway up the wall and nearly that exact same position in right center field. Needed a little bit extra to find his first home run of the season. Right now, here's the first pitch to Hoover. Farr's on the move, and he will slide in head first to second base, so a stolen bag, no throw from the catcher. And with a run in, nobody out in the top of the 4th, Santa Barbara have a man in scoring position with the big power lefty Hoover at the plate. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and Farr's on the move again down to third base. It's a good throw, but better base running from Sawyer, and he has stolen his way all the way to third base. And it is a 2-0 count for Caleb Hoover. And at this point, find a way to bring home Sawyer. Here's the pitch. It's a slider rolled outside first base, strike 1. So already today, with the aggressive base running from Santa Barbara, Esker was caught stealing. We saw a stolen base from Chamberlain in the last and 2 stolen bases for Sawyer Farr. Now a 2-1 pitch to Hoover. Sees a changeup away. 3-1. After Hoover will be Caden Miller. Here comes the pitch from Johnson on its way, and it missed high and away. Ball 4, and the first 3 men have all reached base in the 4th inning. Leadoff homer, the walk, and now another walk to Caleb Hoover. His second walk of the day, and here comes Rusty Jones out of the first base dugout. And it looks like he will be making a pitching change. The Foresters have runners on the corners. They've already pushed in a run. It's a 4-0 lead in the top of the fourth inning. Pitching change in Wichita.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Welcome back to X Stadium, the new arm that will be a right-hander for the BTL Hornets. Grady Hoke will take over. Runners on the corners, already a run in, 4-0 lead for Santa Barbara, and Caden Miller stands at the plate. Nobody out, first and third. Here's the pitch. Chops the slider outside of first base, strike one. Hoover's at first, Sawyer Farr is at third. And with the top of the order on deck, how can Santa Barbara punish the Hornets for a couple of free passes? How many can they push in? Pushed in 2 in the second, 1 in the third, already 1 run in. Currently, we're on the top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball rolled and through the hole into right field for a base hit. Hoover's going first to third. And going now into second now is Miller with the throw going to third base. And just like that, 2 now in a scoring position. And Santa Barbara has taken a 5-0 lead in the fourth. Miller, an RBI single, advancing to second on the throw to third base. Good heads-up play by Caden Miller as Eli Sitzer scooped up that ball, hit the cutoff man, the shortstop. Actually, went all the way to third base and then opened up that channel for Miller after his single to get down to second. 2 in scoring position, nobody out, and it's now the top of the order in the form of Esker. Here's the pitch. He will slice it over the first base dugout. Strike one. Right as Hoke was about to fire the pitch, you saw the infield almost all in unison start to trudge forward. Not quite fully in, but definitely playing more shallow in the infield. Here's the pitch. Sliders away, 1-1 for Xavier Esker. First 4 men in this inning have all reached base. The lead runner is Hoover at third. Miller's at second, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Check swing by Esker. He got knotted up and went around on a slider, 1-2. After Esker will be Cole Chamberlain. And the right-hander, Grady Hoke, thrown into the fire. by his manager, Rusty Jones. Here comes a strike 2 pitch. Is a fastball into center field, and it will fall for a base hit. Hoover will score with ease, and Miller is rounding third base. Hits the cutoff man. No throw home, and a 2-run single for Esker. And Santa Barbara now leads 7-0 in the 4th. The first 5 men have all reached base. A home run, 2 walks, and now 2 singles. 7-0 Stars, top of 4. Esker picks up his first hit of the day, his 3rd of this tournament. And Santa Barbara still nobody out. How many more can they push in? It's now Chamberlain. Here's the pitch. Esker's on the move. This ball's into right field. It's a base hit, and Esker, who was going to steal second, is going into third base, and runners now on the corners. 3 straight base hits into right field for the Stars. And they're now going to bring Easton Mumma to the plate, 7-0, and nobody out in the 4th. And Mumma's 2 for 2 today. And remember, there is a run rule in the NBC tournament. If you're up 10 runs through 5, ball game's over, and we're just in the top of the 4th, and runners on the corners, nobody out. 7-0 Foresters. First pitch now to Mumma. He will foul it back as Chamberlain was on the move. Strike 1. And we're just past 2 o'clock local time. If you're sticking with us whatever time zone you are in, back in Santa Barbara or many other states around the United States where these Forester players come from, thanks for sticking with us to your early morning. Here's an 0-1, and Mumma will foul it off his ankles, and he will gingerly scamper over towards the third base dugout. Bends down and touches his left foot, which took the brunt of that baseball. It is strike 2. Brenton Clark stands on deck with 4 runs already in the 4th. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Grady Hoke took over since that point. The 3 batters he has faced, he has conceded base hits all into right. He's ahead on Mumma. A check over to Chamberlain at first. Nothing into the count for Easton, who has a double in the left center and a base hit, which brought home a run, which was in right field. It's 0-2. Here's the pitch. Is a fastball rolled to the first baseman who was knocked down. He's thrown to second. They get an out, and the throw to first will not be in time as the ball does get away. But with no one on base, it's going to bring home another run. Esker, who is at third base, will score the 8th run of the game. Mumma will beat out the throw at first base as the first baseman, Quinn Grobel, went to second for a force out. There was a chance to try to turn 2, but good back end speed for Mumma, who reaches on a fielder's choice, picks up an RBI, and now 1 away in the 4th. 8-0 Santa Barbara. Now the first out on the scoreboard is now Brenton Clark at the plate. Here's the pitch, high and tight. He leans back from it, ball 1. Brenton is the 8th batter of this inning. Grounded out to third and bounced into a 6-4-3. Here's the 1-0. Is a shot in the left center field, slicing, and that ball is going back in at the ball and nearly bounces over the wall. Clark will cruise into second base. Mumma's coming to the plate from first, and at the plate he is out. A great throw from the outfield. Mumma tried to slide in underneath the tag on the third base side of the plate. It was real close, and Easton is gunned down, trying to go first all the way home for the second out of the inning, as Brenton will be at second base, and it was real close. It was a great throw from the cutoff man, Coffin. but it is still an 8-0 score for Santa Barbara. Now 2 away, and Clark picks up his first hit of the tournament. It's going to bring up the 9th batter of the inning in the form of Terrence Kill. Here's the pitch. Slider away, ball 1. And on the play will go down as a 7-6-2 putout. Clark at second. Here's a 1-0 pitch, and that will miss inside for ball 2 for Terrence. TK today, ground out to short, and strikeout looking. 8-0 Foresters, 2 away. Clark at second. 2-0 pitch, fastball upstairs, ball 3. And the man who started off this inning with a leadoff home run stands on deck, and Clark Kill ahead 3-0. Hoke looks to second. Here's the pitch. Fastball will miss away in a 4-pitch walk for Terrence Kill. He's aboard for the first time today, and the Sturs have batted around in the 4th. And Mick Paul, who started off this inning, comes to the plate. And for Mick Paul, his time at the collegiate level, including the NCAA and also summer leagues such as the CCL and other collegiate summer bowl leagues. He's played in 101 games, 240 at-bats, and that was his first home run, essentially at the collegiate level. So congratulations to Mick Paul for that no-doubter in right center. Here's the first pitch. Fastball's upstairs, ball 1. Thanks to Miles Hart for that nugget, our statistician and analytics guru has been working with the Foresters this entire season. First and second, 2 down. And Paul standing in for the second time this inning. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, late on a fastball, 1-1. Paul, before that home run, had a walk on 9 pitches back in the second. Remember, Santa Barbara was inching towards that run rule. Granted, we're just in the top of the 4th, 8-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch, upstairs, 1-1 rather. It misses upstairs for ball 2. With Clark, the double for his first hit of this tournament is at second. Terrence Kill is at first after a walk. Look back to second, firing home a 2-1 pitch, and Paul will foul it back into the glove, 2-2. Can Paul bring home another run? Oak looks to second. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Runners were on the moves. This ball's fluttered and will be caught by the shortstop. Tyler Coffin was initially drifting back towards the outfield grass, but will move in and will make it the squeeze. But the damage has been done. A 5-run 4th inning for Santa Barbara. And through 3.5, the Sturs on top, 8-0 over the Hornets.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the 4th inning, and A.J. Crodell, we saw him tossing in the Forester bullpen after a long wait after a 5-run 4th inning for the Santa Barbara Foresters. An 8-0 advantage as Crodell will face the top 3, Martinez and the 2 Grobel brothers. First pitch is a slider located for strike one. So far for AJ through 32 pitches. Here's 0-1. And check swing did not go around on a fastball away in the zone. As Cade Martinez just able to lay off of it. This is Tim Horton, our third base umpire today. 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball for strike 1 and 2. AJ's working quick. 1-2 pitch to Martinez is chopped up the middle. Tough play for Esker. Charges in, scoops the throw. Not in time. Able to beat it out. Martinez, and the first base runner of the game for the Hornets. An infield single starts the fourth. Crodell was perfect through 3. And with his team leading 8-0, gives up the first hit, first base runner of the day. It was a good effort from Esker at second. But now the first pitch, and that is in and out of the glove of Chamberlain. Holding Grobel. Initially, I thought it hit him off the helmet with the sound as that ball was fielded off the glove of Chamberlain directly behind the batter who ducked out underneath, and the ball was live all the way into the backstop, which allowed Martinez to get down to second. So the leadoff single and the lead runner down to second. Go down as a wild pitch to advance Martinez. So it's 1-0 for Holden Grobel, the younger of the two Grobel brothers in this lineup. Here's the pitch. Is a fastball lifted into right. Playable as Clark slid over to his left laterally. Makes the squeeze. Martinez is going to roll the dice. It's a great throw from Clark that will get away. But Crodell was fielding that ball behind third base. Backing up Easton Muma as the throw was wide towards the foul pole side of third base. And they're going to appeal down to second base, and it looks like he never touched second. And the runner's going to be out. The ball was put back in play. They touched second to appeal the out that he did not touch second. And just like that, 2 down in the inning. The Foresters were adamant, looking down to second base, saying he never touched second. They throw down over to second, appeal the out, and the bases are now clear. And here's the next pitch. I should say the first pitch to the next batter. It's ball 1. The fly out into right, and Martinez, I should say, left early from second base, as the next pitch will miss away for ball 2, because he was at second. Left early, and the Foresters appeal it. They get the second out. Crodell falls behind 2-0 for Quinn Grobel. The next pitch will miss inside for ball 3. So heads up play from the Santa Barbara Foresters to appeal the play at second. 3-0 pitch is a high strike, and Quinn Grobel thought that fastball was upstairs for ball 4, but it is 3-1. With 2 down, bases clear. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Is into center field, falling quickly, but Terrence Kill slides to his knees and will make the catch on the massive Shocker logo, which is the mascot for the Wichita State team. And Terrence makes a nice play in center field to rob Grobel of a base hit. The Hornets do get their first hit and first base runner, but come up empty. We are through 4 in Santa Barbara, leading 8-0 over the BTL Hornets.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
on to the Finney's fifth inning. Brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Great place to gather before or after any Forster game or any time of year. Finney's Craft House. Sawyer Farr will lead off with the Stirs. First pitch will miss away from Grady Hoke. Ball one. It is an 8-0 Forster lead. Putting up 5 runs in the last inning. Here's the 1-0. Is into center field. It's a base hit for Sawyer. His second knock of the day to go along with a walk. And the Forsters this inning will be looking for 2 more runs. Remember, you're up 10-plus runs through 5 innings. That is a run rule victory in the NBC World Series. Granted, you'll have to play the bottom of the 5th inning. And A.J. Crodell has been absolutely rolling. And a good start for Farr. Picks up his second knock of the day. As is the bottom 3 scheduled. Hoover is now at the plate. Miller, and then we'll be back to the top of the order in the form of Xavier Esker. So 1 on, nobody out. Here's the pitch to Hoover. Fastball's away. Ball 1. In yesterday's game against Lone Star Baseball, the Hornets were shut out 11-0 through 5 innings, got run ruled. The Forsters trying to do the same here tonight. 1-0 is a fastball on the outside edge, 1-1 for Hoover. Hoover has 2 walks today and 2 runs scored as well. Well, we see Sawyer Farr take off at some point. Wouldn't be surprised. He already has 2 stolen bases, and Oak will check back over to him, and they're going to be calling a balk on the pitcher. So good as a stolen base. Sawyer Farr was inching his way off of first base. And the pickoff attempt by Grady Hoke. Our umpiring crew did not like it. Rule a balk. Down to second is Farr. So Sawyer in the scoring position for the 3rd time today. And it is a 1-1 for Hoover. Left side of the infield playing a little bit more shallow as the shortstop just standing behind Farr. Here's a 1-1. And the slider on the outside edge, and a strike call by Travis Olson, our home plate umpire, for strike 2. 1-2 the count for Hoover and then Caden Miller. Here comes the pitch. A swing and a miss. Hoover couldn't catch up to the fastball, and for the first time in this tournament, he is retired. 2 walks today, pinch hit single yesterday, and he will strike out for the first out in the Finney's 5th inning. The Forsters looking for 2 more runs in this inning to force the pressure on the Hornets in the bottom of 5 to not get run ruled. That's going to bring up the left-handed hitter Miller. First pitch is a slider for a strike, 0-1. Miller today, he's 2 for 2. A double in a right center, an RBI, and a base hit with an RBI and a run scored in the last inning. Here's the pitch. Is lined straight over the head of the second baseman. A base hit in the right, and Farr will score with ease. And once again, Caden Miller, a base hit, brings home a run, and is now 9-0 Santa Barbara in the top of the 5th. Another RBI for Miller, and that's already his 4th of this tournament. Through the regular year, Miller had 8 runs batted in, and through essentially a game and a half, already has 4. And he's 3 for 3 to bring around Xavier Esker in the top of the order. But just 1 out, and the Stirs looking for 1 more run. As the runner's going to be on the move, Miller's going to get down to second base. The throw is airmailed into center, and Caden will hold at second base. So he's 3 for 3, 3 RBIs, now a stolen bag. That is his 3rd of this NBC World Series. And it is 1-0 for Xavier Esker. Today's gone 1 for 2 with a walk and brought home 2 runs. Here's the pitch. Slider is down. Good play from Holden Grobel, sliding to his right, covering that baseball. 2-0. Santa Barbara have kept their foot on the gas this entire game. 2-0 pitch. Fastball is upstairs, ball 3, and after Esker will be Cole Chamberlain. 9-0, top of 5. Santa Barbara looking for at least one more run. 3-0 pitch. Not competitive. Fastball misses, and Esker is aboard for the 3rd time today. His 2nd walk to go along with a 2-run single. And here comes Rusty Jones out of the first base dugout. There have been a number of arms warming up throughout this game. Runners at first and second. And it looks like the manager for the Hornets will be going to his bullpen. The second pitch and change of the ball game for the BTL Hornets. And the Forsters have brought home a run. First and second, one away in a 9-0 game. Top of the 5th. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. The Santa Barbara Foresters have induced another pitching change for the BTL Hornets. 9-0 lead for the Sturs. We're in the top of the 5th. Just one down. Runners at first and at second. The batter is Cole Chamberlain. And the lead runner is Caden Miller. He's got wheels along with Esker behind him at first. Santa Barbara looking for at least one more run to put all the pressure on the bottom of the 5th inning on the Hornets, trying not to get run ruled. The runners are on the move. A throw down to third base is not in time. Able to slide underneath the tag is Miller, and a double steal right out of the gate as Bryant Siemens is the left-hander taking over for the Hornets. First pitch missed for ball 1 on Chamberlain. Once again, the Sturs being aggressive on the bases, and Miller has stolen his way to third base after an RBI single. So a sac fly will do here for Chamberlain to get that 10-0 advantage. We're in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Check swing, but he takes a fastball for a strike, 1-1. Bryant Siemens plays for Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Calls Maryville, Kansas home. Majority of this team all hails from the state of Kansas. 1-1. is lifted on the infield into foul ground behind the plate. Holden Grobel will run out of real estate. That ball 4 rows deep, just beyond the third base on deck circle for strike 2 on Chamberlain. Cole today, ground out to short, hit by a pitch, scored a run, and a base hit and a right. And we were mentioning it earlier in this game with Lone Star Baseball, an 11-0 run rule victory in 5 innings against the Hornets yesterday. To decide who's going to take Pool C, it's going to come down between the Lone Star Baseball Club and the Foresters, and that's going to be huge when those two teams play their next game. 1-2 pitch is flooded up and near where we're sitting up in the press box and ricochets off the roof of where we're sitting, remains 1-2. Remember, the winner of the group gets a first-round bye in the knockout stage. That is huge, and you jump straight into the quarterfinals. But right now, the Foresters want to take care of business in this 5th inning. Looking for at least one more run. It's 9-0 lead. Runners at second and third, 1 away. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Is going to be a slider, misses away. 2-2. And with the Foresters playing in this tournament, looking for their 11th NBC title, having a big picture view and understanding what the team is doing will be critical. We'll break that down in a moment. The days can get kind of slurred together. Here's the 2-2 to Chamberlain. Is down, is blocked by the catcher on a breaking ball, full count. The Foresters' next game will be on the 29th. That's Tuesday against the Lone Star Baseball Club to decide who's going to win this group and get an automatic berth into the quarterfinals and won't have to play the next day. The first round of the knockout stage is on the 30th, which is Wednesday. And if you don't have to play an extra game, that's huge. You save arms, save your energy. You don't have to be playing in this muggy heat. But right now, a 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Chamberlain went around chasing a slider. 2 out. That's going to bring up Easton Mumaw. He has gone 2 for 3. He has 2 runs batted in today. And Easton already has 5 hits this tournament. Remember, he wasn't playing with the team the last week since the All-Star break. And how good Easton has been, I think maybe you haven't seen live ABs. Not showing it. Here's the first pitch swinging and bounces to the first baseman. It gets away from him, and Mumaw will reach base. 1 run in, the play at the plate, and Esker will be tagged out at the plate, but the Sturs do get a 10th run. An RBI single out, and we'll see how it's scored. That ball was knocked down by Grobel. He fumbled it, but Mumaw puts the ball in play from third base. Miller scores a big 10th run for Santa Barbara. Esker was essentially standing at the plate, but the catcher already had the ball. There was no chance for Esker as Steve Shuck was waving him around. He was hung out to dry for the 3rd out of the inning. Mumaw did reach base. We'll let you know how it's scored, but Santa Barbara will be 3 outs away from a 5-inning, 10-0 run rule victory, and Crodell looking to finish it. What he started remains on the hill. Back after this.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Now into the bottom of the 5th inning. A.J. Crodell looking for 3 more outs with the Sturs leading 10-0, 3 outs away from a 5-inning run rule victory. As it stands, currently Easton Mumau given the base hit. The infield single bouncing over to the Quinn Grobel, the first baseman, picks up his third RBI of the day. First pitch now to Schwint. We'll take a called strike on the outer half from Crodell. AJ has allowed just one base runner today. It was an infield single in the last. 0-1 is a roll down the first baseline foul for strike 2. And when you look back to yesterday's game for the Santa Barbara Foresters, 11-1 run rule victory in 7 innings against the Derby Twins. Zach James through all 7 innings. Right now an 0-2 pitch to Schwint is lifted left side into foul ground. Will there be enough room for Easton Mumau? Yes, there will be. Easton makes the catch a few paces in front of the third base dugout wall. 1 away. That's going to bring up now Josh Holmes. Holmes struck out back in the second against AJ. And Crodell looking to fire already the first pitch. Here it comes. It's a heater, chopped outside first, strike 1. The Hornets playing in their first year in this NBC title, and remember, BTL stands for Between the Lines, not just a team that plays in high-level college. Here's the 0-1, misses upstairs, ball 1, but also development programs in the Kansas City area, both softball and baseball teams, and a training facility, one of the best in the Midwest. Here's a 1-1, and down the third baseline, a fair ball, Mumau on a backhand, a one-hopper to first base, not in time. And the second hit of the day for the Hornets coming with 1 away in the 5th. Nearly an impossible play for Easton Mumau on a backhand. Fielding that ball probably 3 paces behind third base. Cross diamond throw was not in time. And the second hit of the day for the Hornets. That will put essentially the run that will keep them in the game on base. Here's the next pitch. I should say the first pitch to Kobazevsky. Sees a fastball high and away, 1-0. Kobazevsky ground out 5-3, and Crodell looking for a ground ball to end this game. Here's the pitch. Is the line straight to Easton Mumau. Can they double him up? No. Throw from Easton. He decides to hold on to that baseball, but allowed second out as Kobazevsky lines out to the third baseman. 2 out. And the Foresters looking for one more out to secure a 10-0 run rule victory in 5 innings. Last hope for the Hornets will be Tyler Coffin, the right-handed hitter. Man at first. Here's the pitch, and nearly hits him, shimmies his way out of the way. Ball 1. Coffin grounded out back to the hill, back in the third. 1-0 pitch. Spits on a fastball down, 2-0. So remember, for the Foresters, their next game will be on the 29th. That's Tuesday at 8:30. That's going to be the final game of the group stage period between all 4 groups. Looking for one more out. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's fouled back by Coffin for strike 1. And once the group stage concludes, after the game finishes, and the expected start time 8:30 local time, the first round, which will be a knockout stage, winner go home on the 30th, which is Wednesday, and then the quarterfinals, semifinals, and final all following suit. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and it's lined into right field, a base hit, and it's picked up by Brenton Clark from first to third, goes Holmes, and runners will be on the corners. The second hit of the 5th inning for the Hornets, and they're going to have a runner 90 feet away trying to force a 6th inning. You can hear Crodell audibly saying, looking for one more. Come on, as Chamberlain will have a slow stroll out to the hill. And the entire infield will join this conversation. But the Foresters will be well juvenated and well rested, even though today is technically now the 27th. Nothing on Sunday, nothing on Monday, and then of all day on Tuesday to get ready for your final group stage game, and that's going to be the big one. Lone Star Baseball Club currently 1-0 and beat the Hornets in 5 innings 11-0. They beat BTL yesterday. They'll be playing later on today in baseball around the clock in their second game against the Twins. First pitch now is fouled off to Eli Sitzer for strike 1. As it is a 10-0 lead, bottom of 5. Crodell looking for 2 more strikes to end this game in 5 innings. Josh Holmes is at third base. 0-1 pitch is a slider down, 1-1. Eli Sitzer today is a ground out to third. And the infield is playing back, but Caden Miller does hold on to the runner at first. With 2 down, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball's away. Ball 2. Crodell does not want to have Brenton Clark, Terrence Kill, Mick Paul scheduled to hit in the 6th inning. He falls behind 2-1 in the number 8 batter, Sitzer. Here's the pitch. That is down on a breaking ball, 3-1. There have been 3 hits for the Hornets today. Just 1 ball is left the infield. 3-1 pitch, check swing. He went around, full count. It was the fastball located on the outer half from AJ. And the Hornets down to their final strike. Sitzer trying to put something in play to force a 6th inning. With Santa Barbara leading 10-0, bottom of 5. Eli Sitzer takes a moment, digs back into this AstroTurf X Stadium. Crodell, the 3-2 pitch is called strike 3, and there's our ball game. The slider gets him on the outer half, and the Santa Barbara Foresters, a 10-0 5-inning run rule victory over the BTL Hornets. And Santa Barbara, through 2 games, have had to only use 2 pitchers. Zach James yesterday went 7, Cade 5, and AJ Crodell will go 5 innings. The bats push in 10 runs. And Crodell will strike out 3 through his 5 frames. Santa Barbara will be able to rest up and play their final game of the group stage on the 29th, which is Tuesday. Bill Pintar and the entire team greet each other right on the hill, gives each other high fives, and a game which started late and just past 2:30 local time, Santa Barbara slice up the BTL Hornets and move to 2-0 in group stage play in the 91st NBC World Series. Huge win all the way through, and again, the Foresters have not had to go to their bullpen all tournament long. They're well rested for a team that's going to be the hardest one that they've faced yet, coming up on Tuesday. And that's going to be against the Lone Star Baseball Club, who's currently 1-0 and will be playing later on today. But a massive win for Santa Barbara, notably Mick Paul, his first home run. Caden Miller, he went 3 for 3. Easton Mumaw, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs, and all the way through the lineup. Production 1 through 9, and of course, Crodell going 5 and shutting out the Hornets. Great stuff from Santa Barbara, and we appreciate you sticking with us wherever you may be. I know it's either an early morning or a very late night. So thanks for sticking with us, and the Foresters will be back in action on Tuesday, the 29th, for the final group stage game. Again, that first pitch is expected around 8:30 local time, Wichita time, but as we have seen the last couple days, likely a little bit later, maybe 9:30, depending on how the games go that day. So the Foresters take it in 5 innings, and for the entire team, the entire staff, from Miles Harp, I am Hunter Shoemake, saying so long from Wichita. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.